So, like it or not, we have only 2 weeks of discussion. Then final exam is 2 weeks away. 2 weeks from today, Monday, December 9th, 2013, we will be given 2 hours to respond to 3 open-ended questions and 3 calculation questions. All open book, open access to everything. You better bring a small calculator with you. And then coverage it cumulative from the very first session to the very last session, which is the next day. Okay. Any questions regarding this final exam? Okay, you've been anxiously waiting for the final exam, right? That means the end of the semester, but that's not the end of your study. Many more years to come to spend your time for studying. Okay, quick review of what we did so far. Price level is it exists only in your perception or conception. It doesn't exist in the reality. Perceptually very beautiful, conceptually very beautiful. So price of a representative product in the world. Take a Big Mac for example. Korea's price level is 37.51. Okay, price level goes together with the monetary unit 1. Okay, if US oil, US $3. Okay, US price level is $3. If you take Big Mac as the representative, but conceptually perfect, but practically zero, impractical. So in its as its worst alternative, okay, we wish we had a price level in the world, but in the real world it doesn't exist. So always 꽝 대신 닭. You will take chicken then pheasant, right? 꽝 대신 닭, we take price index. Price index. So no monetary value, just the naked number. So to define a price index, first thing you have to do is definition of the base year. Then there are 3 most popular types of price indices: GDP, deflator, CPI, PPI. You are well aware of this. Okay. So you will have a question regarding the price index, price level for your midterm final exam. So continuing the general practice to let you know one question in advance. So one question will be about price level and price index. Value of currency. Okay, you should be very clear about this. So at the end of the day, what you need to know is that value of a currency, value of money is the inverse of price level, 1 over P. That's the key question. So, as you understand, each and every product has monetary value, right? Value. And then to measure the value, we use monetary price in the market. Okay, so putting it differently, we take the metric for value of a thing, the market price of a thing as its value. Okay? That's what you call metric or proxy variable. So as we all understand, a thing's value is measured by its market price, 1 or US dollar. And how to measure the price of 1 or price of dollar? Then just reverse. So price level. If we say Korea's price level is 37.51, and the value of 1 is 1 over this one, 37.50, right? Is that clear to you? So then comparing the value of 1 and then to $1, you can easily understand that US dollar is 1,250 times as valuable as 1. Is that clear? Okay, so this is the nature of the measuring, how to measure value of a currency. So value of a currency is measured by the inverse of price level. Is that clear to you? Okay. Then, as I just said, if the Korea won's value is 1 over 3750, while the value of $1 is 1 over 3, then automatically from this point you can easily understand the fair value of $1 in terms of 1 is what? I said, quote unquote, fair value of $1. Fair value, fair, quote unquote, fair value. Fair means reflecting, rightly reflecting relative purchasing power. So, what is the fair value of $1 in Korean won? 정아. She's at a loss because she just arrived. Okay, then, 설찬, you answer to my question. Okay, the value of Korean won is 1 over 3750. Okay? Then while the value of $1 is 1 over 3. Okay? What is the fair value of $1 in terms of Korean won? 1250, right? 1250. Okay. The relationship between price level and the value of money, price level. Korea price level is 3,750. That's price level is, as I say, the market price of a representative product, which we take the Big Mac to be. So then $3. So the value of how much is this? 1 over 3, right? Representative product. And so how much is this? 1 over 3750, right? 3,750. So from these two pieces of information, we can easily calculate, as I say, fair. Is the word fair? Is the real world fair? What do you say? Is the world fair? Really fair, right? But so fair, if we assume the world is fair, fair value of $1 in terms of, this expression in terms of what? Something, 1. How much is it? How much is it? That's $12.50, right? So you say in this way, okay, per dollar, 1,251. Okay, what do you call that? That's exchange rate, right? Exchange rate between dollar and won. This is exchange rate. So exchange rate is in a way fair value. Fair value is the relative purchasing power. So $1 you can buy $3. With $3 you can buy one thing, and this many one you can buy the same thing, representative product, right? The relative value is absolutely this one, right? Okay. So the exchange rate we calculate in this way, reflecting relative purchasing power equal PPP exchange rate. Okay, keep this in mind. If I didn't explain this in great detail the other day, but textbook somehow it explains. But as for now, this is enough. This is what you call PPP exchange rate, purchasing power parity exchange rate. Exchange rate by purchasing power parity. Purchasing power. Okay. We'll come back to this in great detail spring. As for now, this is enough. And then maybe totally different story. Chapter 13 is money market. Money market is relatively new to you. Okay. So this one, MD, demand for money, is an increasing function of the price level. We all understood that, right? Remember? Okay. All prices double. Okay, price was previously how much money did you every day did you bring in your pocket? 2,001, right? As all prices double, you have to bring 4,001 in your every day in your that's money demand for money. You understood? We understood that, right? So because of this, as price doubles, you need money in your pocket. That's what you call demand for money doubles. You can easily understand. And then the flip side of it is that value of money is inversely proportional to the price level, right? Price doubles, and then money, the value of money is cut in half. Understandable? Okay. So this is, as like anywhere else, this is demand for money. Okay. This is 1 over P. Demand is declining, right? Any market demand is declining because of what? Due to what? Diminishing marginal benefit. The thing. Money is actually the same story. Okay? The more money you have, it's less urgently need. Right? The more money in your pocket, more and more money, the less urgent you are need for additional money. Right? Initially, you need absolutely, so you desperately need money, right? Okay, for example, Young needs $2,000, 2001 coming to school, but in her pocket she has only 1,001. Then the additional money is highly required, right? She is absolute necessity of more money. But how about her 30,001? It's not much needed, right? Just precautionary margin, not so desperate. Understandable. Like value, this is value. As value of money goes up, goes down, you need more money. You will have more money. Just like the diminishing marginal benefit case. Okay, monetary market. And then who supplies? Who makes the decision about money supply? The government, right? So government it doesn't care about. Normally, we assume government somehow fixes the total money. This is MD, okay, MS, and then this is price level. This is zero. Price level is this one. Okay. Make sure that you understand this one. So money supply increases. What happens? Right? Money supply increases. Money increases this one. What happens? Price goes up, goes down. Goes up. Price goes up, right? Money increases, price goes up. Okay. So from the graph, this graph, you can easily understand. Money increase this direction, right? This goes down, P goes up, right? P is price level. Understandable? Okay. Okay, so graphical illustration is one thing, and the verbal explanation is another. So as I said, economists prefer a verbal explanation to graphical illustration because, okay, as an economist, you have to speak to lay people who don't understand economics. And they don't understand the graphs in the first place, right? You have to be able to explain something logically in terms, words. So this is logical terms is that here, originally government abruptly expand this one, monetary expansion. Price level was previously was here, right? Visual price level was here. Then now here, which is what? Demand for money is this one, right? This is enough. This one, your price level here, this is demand for money is, right? And then what is the supply? You have, what do we have? Surplus or deficit? Surplus, right? So you have extra money, right? When you have extra money, what would you do? Give it to me. You will eat it, right? You have extra money, will you eat your money? Will you burn it? 현지, will you burn it? 재윤, extra money, give it to me. Okay. Real thing is that you spend, right? You spend. So quantity is limited, and people spend more and more money. What happens? Price goes up. This is it explanation. Price goes up. This is it. This is new. Price goes up. Remember, 1 P0 P1. Which is bigger? P0 P1. P1 is bigger because the inverse. Understandable? Okay, you think in this way. Okay. Anyway, let me stop saying there. Page 2. Quantity equation. This is an identity. By now, I hope this is clear to you. Why this is an identity? Identity means should be identical. Two sides should be identical. Probably you middle school days you learned about 합동, identity, identical, and similar, 상사, right? You know that, right? Identity, 합동 is this one. What is are these two triangles? What identical? Two are identical. We call 합동. What is this one? Similar, we call 상사, right? You learned about this. This is exactly the same thing. 합동 should be identical. That's identity. So I don't need to explain this, right? This understood. Let's go forward. And this is identity, but quantity theory of money is theory. So velocity of money is stable. More precisely, your demand for money is actually more precisely. The essence is K is fixed. K is fixed. And more precisely, your demand for money is the fixed proportion of Py. This is actually your demand for money is a fixed constant percentage of this one. Okay, so from this, as you understand, P goes up, demand for money what? Goes up or goes down? Goes up. Y goes up, demand for money goes up, goes down, goes up. Okay, so it plays. Okay, understanding is something like that. So, okay, then national accounts. Okay. Source, there's a slight mistake, not slight, or you have to, I want you to remove y plus m. Okay, this should be equal to here again. C plus this redundant. I is remove this redundant. Okay. X this one. Here somehow mistakenly I just removed this. Cross this out. Okay, then seems to be nothing but manipulation, but there is some very practical knowledge is hidden in this equation. Okay, so the second line you are comfortable with the second equation, and third equation, S equal y minus c minus c plus g is. This is S is definition of savings. We call national saving. So slight manipulation you can see end up with I plus NX, right? Okay. I plus NX. And come to think of it, national saving is used partly for domestic investment, right? And partly for foreign investment. That makes sense. So because of this, NX should be identical to NCO, net capital outflow. Understandable, right? I explained this. Okay. Then this is okay, when NX is a plus. NX is plus meaning trade surplus. When NX is trade surplus, our interpretation of NX being plus positive, our interpretation is something like this. National saving is partly used for domestic investment and partly for net foreign investment. Make a great sense, right? You save some money, part of it domestic investment, the rest foreign investment, right? So net foreign investment makes sense to you. So this is what is happening with China and Korea and many Southeast Asian countries and including Netherlands, plus Netherlands is a big oil producer. Did everyone know that your country is oil producer, right? Big oil. Netherlands is rich in oil. So because of this, all this oil export, they record heavy, big amount trade surplus year after year after year after year after year after year, and all through Whitaker's lifetime. He's recording trade surplus. So Netherlands trade surplus partly the West, and then trade surplus means net foreign investment. Okay. So Malaysia maybe same story. You've been recording big trade surplus, meaning you've been investing abroad, keep investing abroad. Malaysians keep investing abroad. Korea, same story. Okay, and then NX is negative. Now trade deficit. Okay, NX is negative means M is bigger than X. Now your interpretation is that just a slight manipulation. So I equal to S plus M minus X. So M minus X is now net capital inflow, right? Okay, so your interpretation is that for to make investments domestic I, okay, you mobilize the capital partially through domestic saving and partially through net capital inflow. Effectively, that means borrowing from abroad. Understandable? Okay. This is what is happening in the U.S. right now, and this was what happened in Korea all through this what you call the development era, 개발연대. Just for your common sense. Okay, now we are stepping into totally different territory. Short-run stability economics, short-run economic fluctuations, also known as Keynesian economics. Okay. Keynesian economics is opposed to classical or neoclassical economics. How different they are, we'll come to that shortly. Then first chapter 33, then we will cover only 2 chapters in this issue. Okay, short-run fluctuation or stability economics. Which would you prefer, stable economy or fluctuating economy? Stable, right? Economy, live with the economy, it tends to fluctuate. Then you try to, the government has tried to stabilize it. So stability economy in response to economic fluctuation. Is that clear? Huh? Okay. This is short run. Short run means less than 2 years, not 5 or anything like that. Okay. We'll come to these facts time and again or over the coming couple of weeks. Okay, a matter of time perspective is that now it's always useful to have your idea about the big picture. What does the big picture look like? It is very useful to have some idea about the big picture. More seriously than you shouldn't lose sight about the big picture. Small minor details, you may neglect the small minor details, but not to lose sight of the big picture is the most important thing. So my story right now is to help you have some big picture about the whole economic thinking. Okay, so 2 big parts: classical approach and then Keynesian approach. How different are they? This is the main topic for the coming minutes. So to tell the conclusion first, this is not a matter of right or wrong. Okay? Short-term perspective, Keynesian economics are right. Long-term perspective, classical economics is right. Okay, so a matter of difference in perspective. Not one is right or the other wrong. Okay. The classical approach, we discussed this in part 9 and part 10. Okay. So the key point is number one, national economy tends to return to, regress means tends to return to, regress tends to return to, that's regress. Okay. Long term, moving that direction, that's regression. Okay. So point number one, leave the market alone. So the market will have natural rate of unemployment. Okay. And then from which we have natural level of output. So simply put, leave the market alone. Okay. The national economy will produce at the level of natural rate of unemployment. Okay. Monetary neutrality, money doesn't affect the real thing. Okay. In the real world, what really matters is real thing or nominal thing. Real thing. Okay. How many goods you consume, not monetary value. Okay. So monetary value. So it doesn't matter actually, right? All prices double, triple, quadruple, quintuple, sextuple, okay, septuple, octuple, nonuple, deciple, doesn't matter, right? You understand what I'm saying? So that's a nominal thing, 명목. Okay, the other thing is how many in comparison to year 2012, how much more we can consume 2013. That's the real meaning, right? Money doubles. It doesn't mean anything, right? So this point is that money doesn't affect the GDP, real GDP, or real all variables. That's the key point here. So only effect to economy from the money is this one. Money increases, P increases, right? Money increases, P increases. We see real thing doesn't change. P increase only, P only increase. What is from what? Natural level of output is Y. Remember, leave the market alone. Market will return to regress to Y here. The Y is fixed. So money increases, only changes P up and down. So as I keep saying, the effect of pure monetary increase, it doesn't affect anything to the reproduction Y or things like that. We regard these numbers are all real variables. Okay? Y, real variable. M, real variable. C, real variable. I, G, X. This is X, right? We regard them, all of them, as real variables. Okay. Then real variable means quantity. But only thing is slightly confusing one more time. Why is real value represented simply quantity? But in the real world, it's very confusing. The term real is very confusing actually. Then there is no way to add 3 apples to plus 5 oranges. How many? You cannot tell, right? 3 apples. So mean 3 apples plus 5 oranges. How many do we have? All right. Okay. So 3 apples is that okay? One apple is okay $3, and then one orange is $2. So how many quantity in total do we have? 16, 19, right? 19 we have a number. Actually, the number represents quantity, even if it's in the form of money. Okay? So even if this is represented with a monetary unit, conceptually this is represented quantity rather than monetary value. So we call real variables. Okay, the following page. So this one again. Money increases, P increases, right? Money increases, P increases. P increases, what do we call that? Okay, the increase in overall increase in prices, what do we call that? Inflation. So P goes up, P goes up, M goes up, P goes up, right? So the following page, okay, top of page 3. So this is very popularly often quoted from a statement from Milton Friedman. He is a very powerful person who passed away several years ago. Of course, he won the Nobel Economics Prize 1979 sometime. Very early earner of Nobel Economics Prize is Milton Friedman. He famously said that inflation is always everywhere a monetary phenomenon. So inflation, you see some inflation, blame your central bank. That's what he says. Okay, keep this expression in mind. You will come across this expression several times before graduation. Then prime policy objective. So leave the market alone, everything will return to normal, natural level of output. So the only concern is how to increase GDP. That's growth economics. Okay. Stability, you don't need to concerned about stability because the market will automatically return to natural level of output. Okay. Okay. More or less soon. Then your prime concern, okay, it might be how to improve the standards of people's living. So growth economics is their key concerns. Okay. Then what else? Oh, this. So how can you do that? Okay. So we improve competitive context. Okay. So it kind of facilitating economic activities inside our country. That's supply side economics, or okay, we call, simply put, why supply side? We'll come back eventually to this equation sometime later. Later we have only one more week, right? Next week we'll come back to this. This is GDP, right? This is demand side. Okay. So this is more or less long term, right? How can you change it? Remember, this is according to classical economics. This represents natural level of output, right? What defines natural level of output? The production capacity of your country, right? So how to enlarge that? That's key concern. So this is product, GDP product, right? That's a supply, right? So you call supply side. How to enlarge this? That's what we call supply side economics. And then this one, okay, how to stabilize it? Okay, this is very volatile, right? As volatile as Hyunji's mind. So how to keep calm, how to calm down excited Hyunji's mind down. That's stability economics, right? This is, right? This is supply, demand. Demand is much more volatile than production capacity. So supply side economics, more or less long run, how to enlarge production capacity of our country. That's what we call supply side economics. And then while this is all short run, very highly volatile, highly fickle. Okay, highly fickle. 변덕이 심하죠. As fickle as Erin's mind, 정하's mind. Okay. Jehu's mind is more or less constant, firm and constant. Right? So understandable. So you call, nobody calls that demand side economics, but you may well call it demand side economics. Instead of supply side economics, Keynesian economics. Okay, how to stabilize. This is for the long run, for the short run. Demand side, supply side. Okay, this understanding may be useful to you. So then this one, Keynesian economics, in which we are right now. Basically, we are 12, right? We are in part 12. Right, we are in part 12. Okay. So, the first chapter in the part 12 we are in today, we are discussing. So, national economy tends to fluctuate. This is all short run. Short run means less than 2 years. Okay, and then useful terms for your real life. Very newspaper report. These terms are very often used. Business cycle. Somehow we call business cycle. 경기 변동. You don't say economic cycle, economic fluctuation, but standard term is business cycle, up and down. Okay, you have peak, 곡지점. Okay, trough is something like this one. Up and down. Okay, this is business cycle. This is peak. This is trough. Okay. Then, okay, boom. We are around here. Here, boom. Here, bust. Okay, boom, bust. Yeah, boom type of boom. The starting point is upturn. Economy turns up, upturn. This is here. Now turns up, upturn, going up. Okay, boom here, boom. Downturn. Okay, trough. Okay, this is busted. Here, once again, key point is words. Okay, terminology. Then sometimes you will see going to the north. Going up or going down? Going to the north. Going up, going down. Where is the north? Top, down. So that's very, very colloquial or idiomatic expression. Economy is headed for the north, booming. Okay, to the south, okay, declining. That's very popular expression when you read newspapers. You will see. Now overheating, of course, overheating. Overheating, you will have inflation, of course. Okay, bust, downturn. Going to the north, south, understandable, and recession, then depression. Recession, deep depression equals deep and lengthy. Recession equals depression, early depression. So depression is 공황. Okay. Recession is 불황. So what the world had around in 1930s, that's we call the Great Depression. Okay. What the world has later 2008 through 2010, we call the Great Recession. Okay? That's general language, standard language. Okay. Now, this is just a term. Then the essence of Keynesian theory is that starts from this one, theory of liquidity preference. We'll discuss in great detail next week, chapter 34. But as for now, to give you some idea, MD is a function of interest rate. That's big difference. Here, MD is a function of this one. Now, economy, the Keynesian economists, we'll come back to this anyway in great detail next week. A function of, we say normally L liquidity, R. Okay. Here, MD is a function of what? Y only, and this is R. Okay. Summing that to, anyway, we'll come back to this next week. R and Y both. Your demand for money is determined not only by Y, but also R too. So, okay, then so as a purpose of comparison, for the purpose of comparison, I explained this to you. Detail next week. So to tell the conclusion, okay, to you first is that this one, according to liquidity preference theory, M goes up. Okay, government supplies more money, R goes down. Okay, R goes down. What will happen to the economy? If R goes down, investment will go up, go down. Will go up. As investment, you will go up here. As investments go up here, why will go up too? Understandable? The chain, the key chain is that starting point is that this one, in this way. As government, okay, MS goes up, what will happen? classic, they say P will go up. Classic. MS goes up. Classic, they would say Keynesian. They would say this is P will go up. But Keynesian say R will fall down. R will fall down. Okay. There's big difference here. Both are right. Long run, this is right. Short run, these guys are right. Okay. Is it clear? One more time. That's not a matter of right or wrong thing. Difference in perspective. MS goes up. Long run, P goes up. Okay. Short run, P is more or less stable. So Keynesian economics is actually starts from the assumption that prices are more or less sticky, rigid. Okay, stays the same, tends to stay the same. Although this doesn't change short run. Long run, this absolutely yes, as Milton Friedman said. Okay, inflation is always everywhere a monetary phenomenon, meaning M goes up, long run, absolutely P will go up. But short run, because of the structural flows in the economy, it's not easy to change prices quickly, right? You understand that, right? How often the prices of 삼겹살 100g changes? Not that often, right? Maybe once in 2 years or things like that. Because of this, in the real world, the prices are sticky, more or less sticky. It takes time, a couple of years before any change. That's what I call sticky prices. If this is stable, short R goes down. Yeah, R goes down, this will go up. This will go up, Y will go up. So like a chain reaction. Okay. Money now, remember, Y is real variable, right? Right? Y is real variable. Money is monetary variable. Classical economist, money doesn't change any of the real variables, right? But only changes what? P, price, okay? No real thing. Price is a nominal thing, okay? As I keep saying, doubles, all price doubles doesn't mean anything to you. Proportionally doubles doesn't mean anything. It's the exact same story. That's classical viewpoint. But Keynesian viewpoint is, just a minute. In the short run, the studies, our studies are going to be totally different. How different? Short run, P doesn't change so quickly. As I explained, 삼겹살 store prices will change if ever, like it takes once 3 years or 5 years, something like that. Most prices are sticky. So if it doesn't change, then this one, R fall down. Okay. But so I'll conclude by saying that M goes up. No one, okay. M goes up. Previously, you were in an equilibrium. Okay. Then government abruptly changed, increased money supply. You find out what? You find out you have extra money, right? You find out extra money. So extra money, will you burn your extra money? So I mean the extra money, give it to me, okay? Then what? 2 ways, okay? 2 ways to dispose your extra money. Number one, spending. Buy something to consume. The other one is buy assets. That's investment, right? Okay? You buy more and more. One more time. Government dumps upon you with more money. Nobody would burn it away or give it to me. Nobody would give extra money to give the extra money to me, right? There are 2 ways. Number one, to buy something to consume, okay? Or number two, to buy some asset as a store of value. Is it clear? Okay, you buy more things, what happens? P will go up, right? You buy more asset, what will happen? Interest will fall down. That's the same story. Asset value goes up, interest falls down. Same story. Sometime in the future, I'll explain this one. Okay. You buy bond, a corporate bond, public bond. Bond price goes up, right? Bond price goes up, meaning interest rate falls down. Same thing. Okay. So here, according to Keynes, okay, short run R falls down rather than P goes up. R falls down, what happens? this will go up, right? Why will it go up? So our conclusion is that we start from money. Classical viewpoint, money is just a veil, doesn't change any real thing. That's classical viewpoint. Only changes in P. So P doesn't mean at all any to us, right? Macroscopically, P doesn't mean anything. Okay, P is microscopically, that's great thing. P is that because microscopically, P means relative price, while macroscopically, price level means overall price level. All prices double. Does it mean anything to you? Tuitions, your income doubles, tuition doubles, hamburger doubles, okay, Starbucks coffee doubles, okay, Americana, okay, what else? All coffee on everything doubles. Doesn't affect your life, right? That's macroeconomic viewpoint. Every price doubles. Doesn't affect your life in any way whatsoever. So if that's classical economics, P only P. So classical economics, money is a veil. Okay? It doesn't affect your real life. But why short run? Keynes says all falls down. This is one way of disposing your extra money is one is spending for immediate consumption right now, and then invest the extra money for as a store value. Then the first one, price goes up. Second option, interest falls down. Then this will change. Or the consequence is very different. Classical M increases no effect in Y. Okay. While Keynesian M goes up, Y goes up. Y is real variable. You know the difference, okay? So keep this in mind. Then finally, final message in the first one is that, so middle of page 3. So MS goes up, R falls down. Once again, we'll come back to this in great detail next week. I goes up, Y goes up, unemployment rate falls down. This is what we call monetary policy by the government. Okay. So policy implication is that this is stabilization of the economy. So we need both actually. Short run, stable economy, and the long run growing economy. We need both, right? Absolutely yes. So we need. So there are two common goals, but approach to them are different, slightly different. Okay. So one more time, classical economics, money is neutral. Okay. Keynesian economics, money is not neutral. Okay. Then this one, Keynes is saying, once again, I want you to keep this Keynesian saying in mind. Keynes is saying, not Keynesian. Keynes is saying, the government to step in to alleviate pains from the all economic fluctuation, because Keynes famously said that in the long run we are all dead. Okay. Why the classical economics? Okay, leave the market alone. It will return to Y star equilibrium, more natural equilibrium. But Keynes said, "Oh, you are right. Okay, you are right. But in the long run, we are all dead." So we have to be concerned about what short-run stability as well. Typically, because according to classical economists, okay, even when you are fired, don't worry too much. Okay, you will return to, you will get a job pretty soon. Maybe over 2 years you will get. Wait for 2 years, you'll get another job. Just don't overly anxious about this. Okay. Then Keynes said, "Oh, come on. In the long run, we are all dead. So you have to be concerned about." That's a very realistic story, because once you think about the GDP number growing, okay, retreating, okay, growing. It seems very. You may not be very sensitive to the fact that GDP growth was 5%. GDP growth was like -3%. It's not. You are not so sensitive to the simple news. But when it comes to the affect your own life. Remember, case number 1, GDP growth 5%. Okay. Case number 2, GDP retreats by 3%, minus 3%. In which case, it would be more probable that you will get fired. GDP plus 5% or minus 3%. In which case is it more probable that you will lose a job? You will lose your job. Okay. Case number 1, GDP grows 5%. Case number 2, GDP shrinks by 3%. In which case, you are losing a job is more probable. 3%, right? So if it's you are very unlucky to be the very person who loses a job. Remember, as I said, this is growing unemployment rate falls down, right? Unemployment rate falls down. This is unemployment goes up, meaning more people are fired. So it falls, the bad luck falls on you. That's a disaster, right? Think about that. So you lose a job. Then would you be complacent that in more than 2 years, everything will return to normal? Probably not, right? If you lose job, it is you who lose the job. Then it's almost life and death matter, right? Once I explained, unemployment is not just a matter of the loss in income source. You lose income source, right? It's not that simple. If you lose a job, you lose your self-esteem, and you become very, very anxious. And then pretty highly possibly you will become depressed. That's a big problem. Okay, so because of this, Keynes is right. So in the long run, see, we are almost dead, right? Understandable. So I think the government needs to step in the marketplace and has to do something. Okay. So we are at the bottom of page 3. So comparison, both are right. Difference is in time perspective, time horizon. Keynesian economics is shorter than 2 years. And then this one, classical economics is longer than 2 years. Okay. Then policy focus is growth and then stabilization. One more time, what this means is that, as we all understand, at the end of the day, should be equal. So we are focusing on equilibrium analysis. In the long run, economy is in equilibrium actually. Why that is, you wouldn't produce anything which you cannot consume for a consistent basis. Keyword is consistent basis, right? 1 year, a month, 2 months, maybe selling is different than buying or production. But long run basis, you wouldn't do that. That's a stupid thing, right? You wouldn't do that. So C plus I plus G. As I keep saying, this is GDP, production side. Okay, C is GDE, okay, spending side, expense side, expenditure side. Okay, at the end of the day, two of them should be equal, at least long-term basis or on a consistent basis. That's one thing. And the second way of thinking is we simply focus on equilibrium analysis. Equilibrium means the market is in equilibrium. So this getting back to only the starting point is individual product market P. Even if demand schedule is different than supply schedule, any other point than this market cannot be in equilibrium, right? Cannot be in equilibrium. The market cannot stay the same price. Okay, because here price will decline, right? Price will go up. Okay, cannot be in equilibrium. Likewise, this is what we call. We keep saying, in most economic theories, our concern is about partial equilibrium analysis. Our focus is on equilibrium status, not moving process. So equilibrium, if this is not the same, economy cannot be in equilibrium. That's one approach. Okay. And the second approach is the understanding interpretation is, as I keep saying, in a month you may produce more than you sell. But on a long run basis, would you do that? Would you keep producing more than you can sell? No, you wouldn't do that. Or you would keep buying more than you consume? No, nobody would do that. No, not nobody. Stupid guy can do anything. Schizophrenic guy can do anything, right? So we rule out any irrational people like Mingi. Okay, that was a joke. Okay, Mingi is, of course, I know. I trust on you being rational. So the key point is that this is okay. Identity at the end of the day, this should be equal. But the factors which determine these two are totally different story. What determines GDP, production capacity? Technological thing or institutional thing like that, right? What defines this one? CIG. C, your lifestyle, right? C, I, interest rate, what? Of our investment condition. G, up to them. Up to the boss, okay? The boss 마음대로, up to them, right? So two of them doesn't have anything, okay? It's not so closely, somewhat related, but not so closely connected. They move separately. Then of the two, how much you can produce is production capacity, right? Okay, this is lifestyle, as I say, lifestyle, mostly lifestyle. Okay, so of the two, question number one, if of the two, which is more volatile, more fickle? Demand condition or supply condition? Demand condition. Supply condition, you cannot change them easily because number one, technological development, if any, is you take long time, right? And then this is defined by anyway. I think y is defined by alpha multiplied by FLKHN. Once I explain this one, and then I say you'll come across this equation time and again before graduation. So this is productivity, including technological development or deregulation of the economy or business-friendly economy, something like that. But this is increase in input, population, capital, HN. So any increase in this takes time, and any improvement in alpha takes time too. So this is why is more or less long run. Okay, business. While this is very volatile. Why is this volatile? I will come back to this shortly. How volatile you can see. Consumption is highly volatile. Typically, if the stock market crashes, average household consumption increases, decreases. Stock market crashes, stock prices fall down, or real estate market prices fall down, you consume more or less. Consume less. Okay. Or somehow you lose confidence about your future. You will spend more or less, less, because you have to save more. So to be prepared for the what you call rainy days, like today, rainy days, you have to prepare something, right? Rainy days, what do you have to prepare? Umbrella, right? Or maybe raincoat or things like that, okay? Or boots, rain boots, things like that. That's what you call it. So rainy days, you expect, okay, so your prospect sours, you say, become negative, sours. Your prospect sours, then you will try to save more. Saving more means you will be discouraged, consumption falls down. This is highly subjective thing, right? Keep going in. Now I pretty much same story, but this is highly volatile. So key point is that this takes time. Okay. Then classical economist point of view, even if there would be short-run fluctuation like this, long-run, pretty much it's okay. But Keynes said, okay, long-run we are all dead. So you have to take care of short-run fluctuation too. Two totally different perspectives. For longer than 2 years, our focus should be to enhancement of our overall living standards by earning more, by increasing this GDP increase. Then this is stabilizing, okay? Not like this, stabilizing, okay? What is classical economics? This one, even if we are here, less than 2 years, we'll be here. Don't worry too much. But as I keep saying, if you are the very person who is unfortunate enough to lose your job, when did you sleep in someone? When did you sleep in? Okay, so understandable. So this is short-run stability, long-run. Now you understand this clearly. You do? Mingyam too, right? More or less so, right? Okay, the following page, this is graphical illustration of two different approaches. So in general, economy grows in this path. One is fluctuation and then growing up. Okay, growing up. So key point is that Keynesian economics is smoothing out this one, not this one, not highly volatile. Okay. Not as volatile as 경화전 mind, less volatile as 예린제 mind, like something like that. Understandable? That's Keynesian economics. Okay, this is very highly volatile, right? If you narrow it down, this will be smoothing out. Okay, this is Keynesian concern. While supply side concern is that you can understand this one, right? Trend, how to change the trend. Okay, how to change is that one trend, one path, one long-run path is growing very slowly, like growing very slowly, the other keep growing fast, right? Which would you prefer? Which would you prefer? Growing 10% per annum or growing 1.5% per annum? 3% or 3.5% per annum? Also 10%, right? So how to speed up national economic growth? That's supply side economics. Understandable? Okay. So two different approaches. Smoothing out to narrow it down. The fluctuation, there's Keynesian economics, while speeding up, lifting the growth path up is supply side economics. Okay. Keep going. Now, main discussion for this week is a short run fluctuation. Okay, take a moment and look at the figure 1, page 721. 성욱, 신성욱, figure 1, open your book, 721. Take a look at that. So you can, by seeing that one graph is, one panel is GDP, second panel is investment and consumption and G, right? The fluctuate up and down. So what would you say? Is the economy steady or fluctuating? Of course, fluctuating economy. And then GIC of the three, which is the most volatile? There's some scales are given there. All fluctuating diagrams. GDP, CI of the three, which is the most volatile? Tell me, give me an answer. Jian, tell me, which is the most volatile? Most volatile, the figure 1, page. So you have, what do you have? GDP, this is GDP, this is investment, right? And then this is unemployment. So, okay, so of the three, you cannot compare unemployment rate to this because the scale is different. But GDP of the two, GDP and investment, which is more volatile? Jian. Investment, right? Okay, keep this in mind. Okay. GDP is volatile. Investment even more volatile. Understand? Keep this in mind. Okay. So GDP decreases by 5% and investment may decrease by 20%. Like percentage is very okay. So in an analogy, GDP is 경화's mind while investment is 예린's mind. 예린's mind is more volatile in general, right? Am I right? In general, 이렇게 예린이 변동이 더 심하죠. 경화가 더 심해요. Okay. You know the difference? Okay. Both are volatile, but one is more volatile than the other. Then, okay, rule of thumb. In general, I is even more volatile than overall GDP. Okay. So now, unemployment volatile too. Here, once again, the statement in page 722, in the middle of our page 4, our page is the collection of page 4. The unemployment rate never approaches 0. Instead, it fluctuates around its natural rate of about 5 to 6%. So in America, it is thought, nobody knows for sure what is the natural rate of unemployment. And then because it keeps changing, and then it's very complicated to tell number. It keeps changing over time. So America is believed to be something like 5.5%. That's natural. That's normal. If America's unemployment rate is something like stays in 5 or 6%, that's very normal, very natural. Whereas maybe it's something like 3%, 2.5%. Okay, that's we call natural rate of unemployment. Now, AD, aggregate demand and aggregate supply. Aggregate, and then, okay, aggregate demand, 총 수요, aggregate supply, 총 공급. Okay, notation is AS and AD. So, aggregate demand is that all the demand, okay, taking place in a year in a country, aggregate demand for all the goods and services. Supply is the same story. P is price level. But again, a way of thinking, understanding this is so representative products, supply and demand. Okay. So price is price level. But unfortunately, in the real world, there is no such thing as price level, no variable you cannot observe. But anyway, so what would your intuition tell you? So we need two curves, right? Y, GDP, Y. Here, Y versus price level. Even if he says P, it means price level. Okay, so my question is, okay, how would these curves look like? What would these curves look like? ASAD. AD is aggregate demand. Would it downward sloping or upward sloping? What is your guess? Downward sloping, right? Okay, this is AD. Then AS is what? Your intuition, upward sloping. So, great, that's great. Your intuition is very much right. Very right. You are right. Taejun, you are right. Okay. So if your intuition told this to you given, right? Your intuition tells this to you, right? Aggregate demand, downward sloping. The aggregate supply, upward sloping, right? And your intuition is very much right. Okay. But that's not the end of this. You are right. You are right. Why is that? Okay, answers are totally different then. Okay. How different they are? That's what we call fallacy of composition. What is individually true may not necessarily be true collectively. That's fallacy of composition. So, marginal benefit thing you cannot explain with the marginal benefit thing, this equation. Okay. Why there is you run a Hwanta firm. Okay, price goes up. You can easily expand your production capacity, right? By hiring. That's easy to right there. Okay, so but collectively, can you do that? Price goes up. Can you increase? Can you produce more? You cannot do that because national Y equal keep saying is L K H N. Okay. National stock of L is fixed, right? But right now, okay. So more or less natural rate of unemployment, right? So this many people are employed right now. Then price goes up. Can he expand more? Can he bring L from abroad? Do we bring additional workers from abroad? Normally you don't do that, right? This is fixed. Because individually you can do that. Junyoung increases production. He can hire these guys to increase more guys, right? Okay, so then Jisina increase her employment. But collectively, can you do that? You cannot do that because number is fixed. If Junyoung increases the number of workers, Jisina has to decrease because L is fixed. As he increases employment, she should decrease because number is fixed. Do you understand that? That's because of this. That type of explanation doesn't apply here. You cannot apply the same explanation here. Understandable? That's what I call fallacy of composition. Individually, you can increase your production, the scale of your production more or less easily by offering employees out of other your competitors. You can do that very easily as long as you can offer more wage, higher wage. But collectively, you cannot never do that because my increase is L's decrease because number is fixed. So there are only people available in this community. There are two firms, KH and company, Yerin and company. So individually, she can hire more people, right? This money, more chunk of that. Collectively, you can never do that. People are number of fixed, right? Because of this. This is just the flip side of the money dumps upon you. Do you have any control over the quantity of money available to you? You cannot do that unless you are ready to burn your money away. Money simply dumps upon you, right? Individually, you can reduce your money holding because spending more, spend away or invest away. You can do that, right? Okay. Same here. Originally, each one had $1 million only. It's cash. Now I dump upon you. So $2 million each. But now you have extra money by $1 million, right? Originally. The extra money, so what would you do then with the extra money? Burn it, eat it, destroy it. Nobody would do that, right? Okay, freaking differently. Money supply is $100 million here in this economy. Okay, that means all of you collectively own $100 million, right? Now I dump upon you double the money supply. Then all of you have to have how much money now? $200 million, right? $200 million here. So $200 million. He finds out that he has extra money, some extra money. You do the same thing, right? Then he wants to reduce it, dispose it by doing what? Spend. Spending meaning he hands the money over to him, right? Now he finds out to have even more money. Then money should turn around here, right? Understandable. So for the whole economy, the stock is given to you. You cannot change that. Okay. Money or natural resource, labor forces or anything, you cannot change that easily. Because of this, we need different explanation for this economy. One more time, even if these two graphs, this is product This is, of course, Y, GDP, national income. Right? This is products market. On the surface, looks very similar. D. This is DS. Okay? Very similar. Market mechanism of the same thing. This is only possible equilibrium. This is B0, Q0. On here, this is Y0. Y0. This is natural level of output, first of all. Then this is PL 0. Okay. Looks very similar. Very similar. 닮은 꼴. Not identical. Not identical. Very similar. But explanation or interpretation should be totally different. Okay. How different? Okay, so let's talk about that. Turn to before turning to the page 5, the bottom of page 4 here. AD aggregate demand 정수요 for the whole macro economy. Macro economy is the national economy as a whole. We call macro economy. Okay. The P is price level. You are right. Figure 2, you are right. Absolutely right. Okay, now explanation is slightly tricky. So top of page 5, difference between microeconomics and macroeconomics. Microeconomics product market, what defines D? Maybe I mentioned this many times, right? Microeconomics, here, what defines this S curve? Marginal utility, right? What defines this? Marginal production cost, right? Don't forget, never ever forget this one. Right? D is from your marginal utility. This is a type of marginal benefit. This is from what? Marginal production cost. This is a type of marginal cost. Okay, so two things from here. Okay, one is general convention. General convention is x-axis represent some type of quantity. Okay, y-axis represent some type of value, cost of revenue, pain, things like the value. Okay, and then T represent demand. This microeconomics only. T represents some time of marginal benefit. Okay, while S represent some type of marginal cost. Okay, there are many different types. There can be many different types of benefits, while there can be many different types of cost as well. Pain is a cost, right? Pleasure is benefit. Okay. Working, benefit or cost. Working. To me, it's benefit. That's joke. Okay. Working is hard, right? Studying is hard. So, but staying in the library, you have to pay. You have to sacrifice your pleasure, playing with your family or watching a movie. Okay. So far so good. But this theory cannot be applied here. You need different story. This is the whole macro economy. This is individual market. Why that is? Because stock is confined, limited to any stock. Money, L, K, H, N for the whole economy is fixed. Money stock is fixed, right? Because unless nobody is to burn extra money away, right? Dumped upon you, government dumps upon a certain amount of money on the economy, there's no way to change it. Right? Is it clear? So now explanation. It's not that convincing. Not so. Okay, first of all, let me tell you something. Macroeconomics is still in progression right now, in progress, evolution. No theory is so finely made yet. Okay, so we need lots of refinement for most of the macroeconomic theories. So it's not that much convincing to you. Keep this in mind. Macroeconomic theories not as convincing as microeconomic theories. Microeconomic theories are very nice too, very beautiful actually, very nice, and then very easy to understand. But macroeconomics theories are not so nice and simple and easy to understand. Sometimes you may be this theories you may feel doubtful, suspicious. Is this theory right? Something like that. Not so convincing, but anyway. And then that's one thing. And secondly, just because of this, there is no such a thing as a standard theory for macroeconomic, most of the macroeconomic phenomena. So in the evolving process, okay, now you follow me. Top of page 5, okay, once again, S is from MPC, right? D is from MU, marginal utility. Equilibrium QD, where MB equal to what? MC. That's overarching principle. Okay. So here I say a typical explanation of fallacy of composition. What is individually true may not necessarily be true collectively true. Okay. Excuse me. Now let's attack AD curve first. This is our last job today to understand what AD curve look like. Okay, so AS curve Wednesday, AD curve today. Why might an AD curve be downward sloping? This one, understanding this. AD curve, demand for this is AD, demand side, right? This is AS side. Tomorrow, today after Wednesday, today we'll attack this. Why this may increase? Why as PL goes up? Okay. PL goes up, this decrease. Why? Let's follow the textbook explanation. PL goes down. Okay? PL goes down. Okay. PL goes down. Your demand GDE will what? This is GDP, GDE. Remember, this is what? This is GDP. This is GDE. Okay, this curve is GDE. Gross domestic expenditure. This is gross domestic product. Production ASC. So PL. Remember, PL goes down, falls down. AD increases, decreases. Let me more neat. This is AS. This we call GDP. This is AD. This is what we call GDE. Okay. If I am write a text, I use this. I would define GDE in the first place. Okay. This makes understanding much more easier. Even if he doesn't use GDE here, but that's my word actually. GDE. Gross domestic expenditure. So this is GDE. Okay. AS is this is GDP. Okay. This is GDE. This is GDE. Okay. Then so 3 explanations. Okay. More or less awkward. Not totally convincing, but somehow understandable. PL goes down. What? Okay. Price goes down. Okay. What effect on C, I, G, one by one? Okay. So this is the explanation. Let's attack C first. C to C, I have NX. This is autonomous, right? That's at the discretion of the boss or bad guy or the government. Okay, up to them. Okay. no logic up to them. They arbitrarily, more or less, for other purposes means other than economic reasoning, because government should pay attention to social things too, right? Not just economics. GDP growth, that's not all for the government, because income inequality is very critical, right? Income gaps are excessively large. The society will be unstable because nobody would starve quietly, right? When you are dying, when you are to die without something to eat, would you die quietly? Or burn the society or kill somebody else? What would you do? Or steal some money from others? You do everything right before dying, right? Before dying, you will do protest against the society, society unstable. Because of this, government intention is not totally economic. Very often political, and then social, cultural, and economic. So maybe from government perspective, economy is one of so many concerns, right? Not the total concern. Because of this, G is more or less what we call for G. Let's see one by one. For G we call more or less autonomous. Autonomous means outside of the economic consideration. Autonomous. My spelling may be wrong. Autonomous meaning autonomous, outside of this economic system, from different considerations. The autonomous. So it doesn't have anything to do with economy right here. Huh? So we exclude this. But this is one of the economic elements, right? Price level is economic thing, not social thing, right? Is it political thing? Price level, that's economic thing. Okay. So PL doesn't have anything to do with G. That's what I mean by saying G is autonomous. Autonomous meaning G is from outside of the system. In this system, we have two variables only, Y and P. Okay, so G is a fraction of a part of GDE, right? A part of AD. But it doesn't have anything to do with P level. That's what I call autonomous. Okay. Is that clear? The meaning of autonomous variable. So, autonomous change in G, sometimes you say in that way. Autonomous change in G from different consideration than economic. Is that clear to you? That's what I call meaning autonomous. So this rule out, because you cannot, this doesn't have anything to do with PL. There are three things, okay, and X, okay, three explanations. 1 and 3, we can explain this on the basis of what we learned so far. We have to wait until next week. I will explain this great detail, but today I will tell you the conclusion only today to you. Okay, C, how PL affects C, your consumption. Okay, you think in this way. Here, let's follow the notation here. So government dumps some money upon the public. Each and every household has keeps some money, right? Money. So you have 1 billion won. She owned 3 billion won. Jae-yun owned 5 billion won. Okay, and then Hee-gon owns 8 billion won. Each owns some money, right? Because you cannot. You have to own money, right? Collectively, total money supply is 10 trillion won. All of you collectively should hold 10 trillion won, right? Is it clear? So some have big money, others may have smaller money, but anyway, collectively you have to own you must own 10 billion won, trillion won total, right? Because nobody wants to burn money away, right? Dumped upon you, right? Money is one more time. Money supply to the in a sense what I keep saying. The money dumped upon you by the government. You don't have a control of the money supply. Money supply is at the 100% control of the government only. So because in that sense, I say the government simply dumps a specific amount of money upon the public. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay. This is the situation. So if total money supply is 10 trillion won, so collectively you have to own, poor guys have to own 10 trillion won collectively, right? Understand? So each participant has owned certain amount of money. That's monetary balance you have. Each one monetary balance, right? Okay. So as price level falls down, what happens to your money balance? Money balance, real money balance increases, decreases. Your real purchasing power increases, decreases. Increases, right? Your purchasing power increases, right? Everyone's purchasing power increases. Purchasing power is an asset, a type of asset. Money is an asset. As asset value goes up, would you consume more or less? More, absolutely. That's what we call wealth effect. You understand, right? That's what typically happens in the economy. Simply, the most easy, handiest example is, what if everybody owns some stocks, right? What if stock prices increases? Your wealth increases or decreases? Increases. Your wealth increases. So as your wealth increases, what happens to you? You consume more or less? More. That's what I call wealth effect. You understandable? Okay. Okay. Second one is I is a little bit tricky. I is a little bit tricky. But anyway, as for now, you just follow me. P falls down. Real money balance goes up. Real money balance. Okay. Hold this issue until next day. But just simply follow my saying, even if you don't understand. But next week you will understand it clearly. But as for today, P goes down, real money balance goes up. Okay, you have meaning you have more. Okay? You have more money than you need. Then what you have to do? Not burning it. Okay? Now, invest it. Investing in it, you purchase stocks. As you buy corporate bond, treasury bond, public bond. As you buy, the prices of the bonds will increase, right? The price of bond increases, meaning interest rate falls down. Okay, if time is available, I'll explain. I think I'll explain this to you next week probably. Okay, asset price goes up, meaning interest rate falls down. Okay, so now, if you assuming this, let's simply assume this, because I haven't explained this to you yet. So simply let's assume P falls down, real money balance goes up. Okay, your bond purchase will go up. The bond price will go up. Okay, R falls down. The blank, what goes up? I goes up. That's your job. Fill the blank. I goes up. Jaehyun, do you know where we are? Is it my fault? Tae-wook, do you know where we are? You didn't bring this too. Okay, so who has? Hyunwoo, you didn't bring this, do you? So anyway, so the blank is that I goes up here. That's a blank. I goes up. Okay, then Y. Y goes up. Okay, so starting point was that as price level falls down, interest rate falls down, investment goes up, Y goes up. Okay, that's a chain reaction. Okay, finally, here what I mean is that, note today, what I wrote in Italy is that interest rate, there are two frameworks to explain, okay, determinant of inflation and the interest rate. One is okay, loanable funds market, the other is money market. Two theories to explain. Okay, remember loanable funds market, this is SI, this is equilibrium. Wait, okay, this is I star equal S star. This is loanable funds market. A mechanism, a model to explain determination of R. That's loanable funds market is long run. This is right. Okay. Short run, we'll come back to that. Short run is the money market model here. I wrote something in italic here, meaning there are two models to explain interest rate determination. One model is loanable funds, is long-term perspective. That's classical economics. Okay. The other one is the money market explanation. That's Keynesian economics. Okay. Keep this in mind. And then one thing, loanable funds market, we discussed that already. Then money market, okay, determination of interest, we'll come back to that next week. Then finally, as for today, yeah, I think we can, we are almost there. Huh? So, the exchange rate market, so interest rate falls down, as I say, P falls down, money market, here R falls down, okay. I goes up, Y goes up, right? That's what I just, exchange market, same story, R falls down, okay. Domestic economy, interest rate falls down, capital outflow, inflow, what would you do you think? Okay, Korea interest is 5%, US interest is 10%. Where would you invest your money in? Korea or US? US, right? Right? Absolutely yes. So Korea's interest rate falls down, capital will go out. Okay, capital go out, US dollar appreciates, depreciates. US dollar appreciates, right? I explained this the other day. US dollar money goes up. Okay, demand for US dollar increases, right? Okay, this is demand. Demand, okay, demand, right? Supply, okay. As Korea's interest falls, money goes up, goes out, right? Is that demand for money or supply of no, demand for US dollar or supply of US dollar? Demand for US dollar, right? Is that clear to you? Because to make an investment in the United States, we have to have US dollars. That's I explained by saying accounting currency. To buy anything, to make an investment in the United States, you have to have US dollars. Okay? To make an investment in the United States, first step, you need to buy US dollars. Okay? Then this goes which direction? Where is it? Oh, this goes this direction. Right? US dollar appreciates. Okay? As US dollar appreciates, Korea's export to US goes up, goes down? Goes up. Goes up, right? I think I explained this before. So NX what? So E goes up, NX goes up, right? So you understood that. PL, okay, from three effects. P as PL falls down, AD tends to increase. There's three, because three is 1, 2, 3. Three factors move in the same direction. C, I, and X. Okay, shift in AD, it's relatively easy, simply. Detailed ID for it. If you understand this story, shift is very easy. For example, this one. What if, okay, Samsung Korean firms discover new technology. New technology affects what of the three? New technology. You discover new technology, I will go up, right? Then everything being same, this will shift to this direction, right? And then somehow people are discouraged by souring your prospect about in the future. You will save more or less. You have become somehow pessimistic about your future. Will you save more or less? Save more, right? Meaning C declines. Okay? C declines. So this move this direction. So many ways, okay? Or government decreases tax, you will consume more or less? More. So this is the direction. Understandable, that's a shift. AD moves this and that direction. Okay, now, so I will refer you to table 1, page 731. So this one, I think it's understandable. I think I'm sure you understand here, table 1. If you don't understand, then come to me. So in my room anytime. Okay, any questions? Okay, so this is it for today. So have a great week and stay dry. Don't get wet.